Welcome to the Altitude Podcast. I'm Chris Caldwell, and I want to share with you today a little bit about one of my favorite books. It's a children's book called You Were Mine. It's about this little character named Punchinello. He was what is called a Wemmick in this story. It's a race of wooden people created by a wood carver named Eli. This race of Wemmicks, they went around trying to do special things, trying to earn special favors. The good Wemmicks got stars for doing things like jumping really high or giving really good speeches or being special at other things. And those that couldn't do really good things got a dot for every time they messed up. Poor Punchinello got a dot just about all the time. Didn't have any stars. He was embarrassed to walk around because he didn't think he was very cool. He wasn't very important. There were a lot of people that had lots of stars, and he loved those people. And he loved those people. Wanted to be just like those people. And one day, a friend took Punchinello and said, "Hey, let me take you to Eli. Eli is the maker." So Punchinello got really nervous. He was scared that it wasn't going to be a really good thing to meet the maker because, after all, he wasn't a very good Wemmick. He had no stars. But he decided, you know what? Why not? And he went to go see Eli. When he went to go see Eli, he looked around and said, and Eli looked at him and said, "Hi, Punchinello." And he was really surprised that Eli knew who he was. He looked at him and said, "Why do you care about me? Why do you know my name? I'm not a very good Wemmick. I'm not a very good person. I don't have any stars, just a bunch of dots." And Eli looked at him and said, "I don't care what the other people think about you. I created you. You are mine." The Bible tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. It talks about in the book of Genesis how God personally formed Adam out of the dust of the earth. And how God knitted us together in our mother's womb. It's amazing to think about how much care and how much time and effort God put into us. When Punchinello said, "Why do you care about me?" and Eli said, "I don't care what the other Wemmicks think," Punchinello started to believe him. And at that point, some of the dots and some of the things that the world had heaped on him, some of the problems and some of the issues that he had, they started to fall away. Because he started to not care so much about what the rest of the world thought. He cared more about what Eli thought. What didn't happen immediately. We look at ourselves sometimes and we say, "You know what, I wish I were another foot taller. I could slam dunk the basketball." Or we say, "I wish I could sing better. I love to sing, but I'm no good." And we look at other people who get to shine in the spotlight. God doesn't call all of us to do that. The one thing that Eli looked at Punchinello and said is, he said, "You know what? I don't make junk. I don't make mistakes." It's hard for us to realize that, in spite of all our insecurities and all the things that we face on a daily basis, that God cares about us just the way we are. And he does that because that's the way he made us. It's unconditional love that God shows toward us. I was thinking about this and I was reminded of a story of a person that I heard speak one time. His name was Devo. And he was a Vietnam War veteran. He didn't go by choice. He was drafted. The government told him he had to go, but he found himself in this elite naval unit. And he was in the heat of the battle, and he was to throw a grenade, and the grenade exploded in his hand, and it burned most of his body. He had to go through 14 months of rehab. But he told the story, and this really stuck with me, about how when his wife came to visit him, and he was a burned mess. He looked like a monster, and he expected his wife to turn around and run out and not love him anymore. And she came in and she showed him that unconditional love. And that's who God is. It doesn't matter what our scars are. It doesn't matter where we've messed up or if we're as good as anybody else or not. God loves us unconditionally because we belong to him and he